Before we get into Darius Smith coming back to the Detroit Lions, let's talk about some of these fans out here and some of these content creators. Shout out to Detroit Den 313, Lions Talk Live. Shout out to Micro Mike and also the Dose of Dion. Those are the few Lions content creators I like to listen to. But you got some of these guys out here claiming they are hardcore Lion fans, and they're talking about, if I'm Darius Smith, I will not sign back. Brad Holmes has admitted the reason they cut Darius Smith is because salary cap reasons. They could not afford him. But some of these Lion fans do not care about the team. They have a heavy disdain for Brad Holmes. They don't bring up all the good things Brad Holmes has done. They rather concentrate on the bad things Brad Holmes has done. And nobody hits 100% on an NFL draft. But certain individuals want to concentrate on one bad pick or a couple of bad picks Brad Holmes has had. And they want to uplift Harry Roseman of the Philadelphia Eagles. Of course he looks good right now. He just won the Super Bowl. But you don't believe Harry Roseman made bad picks, then you don't watch football. So watch who you listen to, because they will tell you and they will sell you a bag of goods. Well, I'm the biggest Lions fan ever. No, they're not the biggest Lions fan ever. They want Brad Holmes to fail for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he messed around with his wife. I don't know what the reason is, but they're out to get Brad Holmes and they want him to fail. The funny thing about it is I met these YouTube cats in person, and they're pit bulls on YouTube. But when you meet them in person, they are a lonely, small goldfish. They may fool you that they know the salary cap numbers, they know how to use the salary cap. Brad Holmes is not using the salary cap right, but they know everything about the salary cap, but they're on YouTube at home. Let's tell you something right there. Now, Darius Smith has been spotted at a Pistons game with his girlfriend Cash Doll, which brings hope to us Detroit Lions fans. Now, as people from the outside looking in, we make assumptions all the time. Why did Brad Holmes cut Darius Smith? That was a bad move. Even I'm guilty of that. But we don't know what's going on in the background. They might have a deal already made or already done. They just wait after the draft. I do think it's a good sign that he's still hanging around Detroit. Even though his girlfriend Cash Doll stays there, I still think it's a good sign that he's still around Detroit. And Brad Holmes did tell us that he still keeps in contact with the Darius Smith agent. And the draft just around the corner is less than 2 weeks away. And I like what I'm hearing and I like what I'm seeing. Hope we can sign Darius Smith back and get 2 edge rushers. But I'll take a defensive tackle and an edge rusher. Even though as a defensive tackle, we got a lot of guys. We're pretty stacked up there. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Do you think it's a good sign, even though Cash Doll lives here, that Darius Smith is still in Detroit, going to Pistons games, walking around town? BZ Sports, I'm gone.